Here is a step-by-step instruction guide on how to complete your Chapter 8 project. Your first step will be to insert your photo into the Geometer Sketchpad. To do this, you can open up your photo. And also open up your OneNote. From OneNote, you can choose the clip option and then select the part of the photo that you're interested in. Make sure that we see your feet. Here mine are hidden under the bush or behind the bush. And make sure that you also see where the water touches the ground. This will bring your photo into a OneNote file. You can select it from here. Make sure you have the 4 arrows. Click, copy, Control C, and paste into your Geometer Sketchpad. GSP. Okay, so Control V to paste the photo. The next step will be to resize your photo and place it in the appropriate location. So if we go back to our Geometer Sketchpad, here is our photo. Mine is actually already of a good size. If you want to, you can resize it in this way. Make sure you do not resize it like this, for example, or like this. Okay, so I'm going to click undo. If you resize it, do not change the proportions. Okay, so in this case, in most cases, you probably won't have to resize it. Now I'm going to right click and say square grid. Here we'll have X and Y axis. Okay, now we're going to place our water stream as follows. Okay, I can move things around. I'm going to right click on the Y axis and say label axis. Instead of calling it the Y axis, I'm going to call it the height in meters. Okay. And same thing for my X axis. I'm going to right click and I'm going to call that, I'm going to go to properties and label, and I'm going to call it horizontal displacement. Horizontal displacement of the water, also in meters. Okay, and now I'm going to click an empty space to deselect everything. Click on my photo and place it so that my hand that is holding the hose is on the Y axis. Okay, so you can see here, I can put it thicker by right clicking. You can see the Y axis here. It's exactly where the hand holding the hose is. I'm also going to drag the photo down so that the X axis, here's my X axis, is, I'll put it thicker. The X axis is exactly where the water touches the ground. Okay, so I can actually bring it down a little bit more. Here's about where the water touches the ground. So it leaves my hand here on the Y axis and goes and touches the ground approximately over here. Okay, so you can do the same thing with your photo. If we look, you can move your X label around, so I'm going to put it here so that we can see it. Horizontal displacement. Okay, so that was step 3, was to label the X and Y axis with an appropriate title and units. So we've done that already. Step 4, change the scale of your grid so that it corresponds to the actual displacement. So let's go see in our Geometer Sketchpad. If I look over here, we start at X is equal to 0. If I move to the left, I can see that it goes all the way to, over here, -10. Since we said this was horizontal displacement in meters, it doesn't really make any sense for me to go from 0 to minus 10 meters. Okay, my stream was not 10 meters long in the horizontal direction. Okay. So notice that we're going in the negative x-axis. That just means I'm going to the left of the y-axis. So don't worry about the negative signs. But we don't want 10 here. We want something. So from my hand, whoops, I didn't want to move that. So I can press Control Z to undo. And I'm going to click an empty space. So from my hand to where the water touched the ground, that was about, I would say, 1.5 meters. Okay, use your own stream. Not everyone's stream will have been the same length. Okay, so I can click on this point here, and you can either drag or just press the arrow key. Okay, so I'm at about 1.5 over here. Once you finish this part, please come show me your Geometry Sketchpad file to make sure you're on the right path, and then you can move on to the next video.